Vance and Rubio criticize Israeli parliament's vote on West Bank annexation. What is the West Bank? Hello guys, Aaron here. Welcome back to Consider Jesus America. I usually try to avoid these such explosive and everything controversy, all that. This was kind of like a right up in your face all last week. J.D. Vance. The piece deals with Trump. Is Trump the Antichrist? And then you have the West Bank territories and this and that, which is calling it the West Bank is almost to some Israel people maybe even not even understanding the right terminology for that area. So if you go, it goes way beyond 1948. So this is just Wikipedia, which is not this is not scholarly or whatever. This is like just a quick Google search because I just wanted to see what's the first thing pops up, right? Territory first emerged in the wake of the 1948 Arab-Israeli War as a region occupied and subsequently annexed by Jordan. Jordan ruled the territory until the 1967 Six-Day War, when it was occupied by Israel. Okay. Israel's administered the West Bank except for East Jerusalem, which was effectively annexed in 1980 as the Judea and Samaria area. Jordan continued to claim the territory as its own until 1988. Then in the mid-1990s, Oslo Accords split the West Bank into three regional levels of Palestinian sovereignty. Okay. So it remains central to the Israeli-Palestinian conflict. Then you have the Gaza Strip area. Okay, so that's just that. But something that I keep seeing with the pastors that I, respectfully, that I watch, or that I've heard that's like, big news, they argue that over like Ted Cruz statement about Genesis, those who bless Israel be blessed and curse Israel be cursed, which I believe that God is the same yesterday, today, and forever. So God doesn't change. And thank God for that. The promises that we have from him are eternal. Everything he says is eternal, and he can't lie. He's not a man. Jesus just related him as Father, kind of for us to understand the relationship that's open to us through Jesus. But he's the ultimate creator, so if he just says it, it would just happen. So anyway, here's a few verses though that I haven't really heard the thought being brought up that what if we're in the time that was prophesied from Isaiah 11:12. He will raise a signal for the nations and will assemble the banished of Israel and gather the dispersed of Judah from the four corners of the earth. Okay, that was Isaiah 11:12. Zechariah 14. Behold, a day is coming for the Lord, when the spoil taken from you will be divided into your midst. For I will gather all the nations against Jerusalem to battle, and the city shall be taken. Houses will be plundered. Okay, so they were cut off, they were exiled. Then the Lord will go and fight against those nations. On that day his feet will stand on the... Now that is when Jesus himself sets foot on the Mount of Olives. That hasn't took place yet. Then you will call upon me, and Jeremiah 29:12 through 29. Pray to me, and I will hear you. You will seek me and find me When you seek me with all your heart, I will be found by you, declares the Lord, and will restore your fortunes and gather you from all nations and all places where I have driven you, declares the Lord. I will bring you back to the place from which I sent you into exile. Okay, let's see here. This is off of Open Bible Info. This is all just quick searches of verses that God's going to reestablish Israel, the ancient Israel. That doesn't mean that the political parties can't do something that's, out of his will. I'm not sure about supporting everything the government of Israel does, but I do believe this. He's definitely had a hand in reestablishing Israel. Their language, the whole thing is a miracle. That a fact of an ancient civilization, and now it's number 10 in the world's powers. They produce a lot of things, technology and everything else. Isaiah 66:8. Who has heard such a thing? Who has seen such things? Shall a land be born in one day? Shall a nation be brought forth in one moment? For as soon as Zion was in labor, she brought forth her children. Isaiah 2 verse 2. It shall come to pass in the latter days that the mountain of the house of the Lord shall be established as the highest of mountains, and shall be lifted up above the hills, and all the nations flow to it. So, and then you have all of the Revelation and the Gospels where it talks about the Antichrist will sit down in a temple that's rebuilt. None of that can take place unless there is a Israel. And as far as the property goes, this is, let's see here. I wanted to look at the ancient, we get the kiddos, everybody's feeling sick, but I wanted to just record this quick. John's not with us this week. Everybody was sick at home. So, but this was something that jumped out at me, and I just wanted to bring up the fact that I believe it was Dan all the way in the north, and then all the way to the bottom, Egypt. Now some I've heard, it's like that's a Zionist. You must be Zionist, and you're like, oh well, God's a Zionist. It's Zion, the holy, holy mountains of God. So I don't understand that. It's like sometimes we take apart the things and make it more complicated, I think, than it has to be. It's like it's the same place, the same territories. So I don't necessarily know if we should just support everything that they do, but I do stand for Israel. I do believe that one of the biggest we helped them become a nation again. Israel will go on whether we're here or not. And we're blessed for helping them. So be strengthened in that. Now, something I heard today that was really encouraging. I'm going to try to attach the links. I never heard of these guys. It was like Israeli guys or something like that. YouTube channel. It's new. I'm sorry. I shouldn't. Maybe I can find it. I'll try to attach it. The guy literally said, now I don't think he's waiting on Jesus, but he said he's waiting for a Davidic type leader to arise. And if you are a Christian and you've studied eschatology and everything like the end times things, then you say, this is a Jewish guy. And the Knesset, I think they call it, that voted on they call it annexing, but how do you annex a territory that's already Israel's? They just don't enforce their laws there or something like that. But it's already theirs since 1967. But it was theirs before they were ever driven from the land. So you have to go back all the way back to Old Testament, several thousand years, to find when God gave them the outline. And that is an interesting study too. Why was God giving them that land? But I really want to have that together before I try to present it. Well, I guess all I wanted to do today was just point towards, go and read more about this, and take the time to, especially if you're a Christian, but it's kind of exciting if you're a Christian because you know they're waiting on this leader to arise, not Netanyahu, not Trump. And he is going to have a peace plan, and it's going to be a 7-year peace plan. And I don't think we're going to be here, but we might be here, pre-trib, mid-trib, post-trib, So that's exciting stuff. And if you know what I'm talking about, maybe I'll jump in more of that later. But all right, I'm going to go tend to these babies. We'll see you guys.